I want to make it bulldozer. Girl, I want to make you bulldozer. I feel like it make you bulldozer. No, bulldozer. I want to make it bulldozer. Girl, I want to make you bulldozer. I feel like it make you bulldozer.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Lady of the Throne, where God dwells within me as me, and I'm here to talk to you about love. So this is for February 16th through the 29th. As you all may already know, and for those of you who don't know, I go through love energy and I try to help you guys understand what's going on in your connection. So if you are attracted to someone, or if someone's attracted to you, then this is going to be very helpful to help you guys understand the energies between you and that person during the 2 weeks that are coming up. So these are done bi-weekly, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel before you go, that way you don't miss it. Also, personal readings are available. I am an intuitive reader and a master healer. If you all are interested in my services, check out the description box down below for that. All right, Gemini, let's talk about love now. So let's see what's going on in the last 2 weeks of February. And I just want to let you know, at the end of the video, there will be some pictures of some Black history photos for inspiration, just because it's the month of February, which is Black History Month. And for every month I have themes that goes with the times. So just remember that, like, especially if you guys are new, every month it goes with the theme of the month, you know, whatever energy is up, and that's the kind of photos that will be shared. So at the end of this, you will see that, and a little short excerpt in there about who you see. All right, so let's get into love. The question for Geminis is, are you guys, I feel like the question is, where is your 9th house? Where's your 9th house? Because your 9th house is very, very blown up at this time. Your 9th house is highlighted. It is put at center stage, because the 9th house is all about free thinking, free artistic creativity, and higher learning, institutions, and higher education, long distance travel, going far in your mind, exploring the deeper depths of your subconscious mind or your conscious mind. It could be going way back in history for something. It could be literal traveling. But whatever this is, look up wherever your 9th house is, because that's going to be the type of energy that's going on here in the last 2 weeks in the month. And so for some of you, there could be some books you could be reading or researching, reading a lot of books for a reason. You could be a professor, a teacher of some kind, and you could be really tied up with that. You could be studying something, taking a class. You could be a lawyer, or you could be learning things as you go. Some of you could be getting into a new creative career. Writing could be a top requirement for your new career or position. Or you could be writing a book. You could be inspired by books or reading them, joining a book club. There's something like that going on here with you guys. I believe this is your energy, or this could be the energy that the person you're dealing with is involved in. Now, speaking of the person you're dealing with, whoever this is that you're attracted to or interested in, this is someone that you may feel like they want to end things with you. You may feel like this person wants to let things go. So you could be sitting there weighing your options, trying to see if this is really going to happen, if they're really going to walk away from you or let this connection go, if it's really going to play out the way you think it's going to play out, because you may have a lot of things that's telling you in your mind that this person's ready to walk away, or they're ready to end things with you, or you may not hear from your friend again or your person again. It seems like this could be ending. You could just feel it. It's something that you feel that this could be headed in that direction. And it could be because there's a third party situation involved. It could be because either you have somebody else intruding, or they have somebody else intruding on the connection during this time. It can be from an ex of one of you guys, or it could be from somebody's baby mama, baby daddy, or it could be from some other thing. It doesn't have to be a person all the time, but there could be a third element here in the connection where something is coming in between the two of you that is, someone is emotionally connected to it. So whatever this thing or this person is that is coming in between this connection, it's really bringing up emotions, like deep emotions within this connection, because it may not be a situation that is easy to just walk completely away from. So even though someone's in the midst of walking away from this thing, somebody else feels like they should walk away because of a third party or another situation that someone is tied to or connected to, is what I'm getting. I think that this person does want to take action. I think that they do want to move forward. They see nothing but good things about this connection with you. So it's like what you feel is not actually what they feel. So now we have that. You may feel like they want to walk away from you because of a third party situation, but that's not true. They actually feel good about you. That's actually something that you have in your mind about them, and that's not true. They feel positive towards you. They actually want to move toward you. But I think what could be making some of you feel like they want to stop talking to you or dealing with you is because you two may have like little short bickerings or little short fights, sometimes over whose truth is truer or who's more right in the situation and according to how things are being handled. So it's either like somebody's just like, well, that's not right. And then the other person's like, no, that's not right what you said. Or that's not right what you did. You know, it's just like a tit for tat type of thing, going back and forth. And it just makes you feel like this person's just ready to walk away then. You know, it just leaves that type of imprint on you when you two have these moments. It makes you feel like that. But they actually don't feel like walking away is what I'm getting. I think that you want it all with this person. I think that you just want an abundant relationship or an abundant life. I think that you do want nice things for yourself and with them. But I think that you're ready to move towards some more like calmer waters. You want things to be more at peace. And it could be a challenge to have this pretty picture with this person due to third parties involved. It could be a job that's the third party that's tearing you guys apart. It can be someone's connection to money. It can be someone's connection to a group or an organization or their job. It can be someone's connection to their family. It could be someone's connection to some other thing, right? It doesn't always have to be a third party, but it's just a connection to something that someone's like emotionally tied to it or invested in it, and that's just creating these little moments of bickering between you guys. But don't feel like this person is ready to just like walk away from you because of this. They do seem like a stronger person than you think. It's just that you just have these times. I think ultimately what does keep you together, or what brings you toward each other, what pushes you toward them and what pushes them towards you, is that there is a spiritual bond here. There is some type of spiritual connection between the two of you. And there's a lot of love for one another too. And you could be afraid to bare all of your truths to them, or they could be afraid to bear their truths to you. Someone is just like, maybe this is both of you just not really opening up all the way emotionally with each other. It's like you guys both keep some truths to yourself. You keep some things you want to really, really say to yourself, and they keep some things they want to really, really say to themselves. In order for you guys not to get to the point where you both are walking away from each other permanently, I can see two people who still want to connect, two people who still want to talk, two people who still want to be together, two people who still want to make it work or try to get in a relationship for the first time. You both have truths to tell each other, and that's what keeps bringing you two back toward each other, because you're not allowing the truths to be exposed about how you both really feel. So it's kind of keeping everything on thin ice that could break at any moment, where you two could just go berserk on each other if you really say how you both really feel. But you're not doing that to each other, and it's because you both realize that the connection is deeper than the surface. So, this is an interesting situation, but what could be pulling it apart, not just these things that I already mentioned, but what's also pulling it apart is because there is something about making a decision to close out a situation with another person. That's what's like putting a wedge in the connection. Something is not fully closed. The door is not fully closed with another person or another thing, another situation. It seems like someone is like, let me use this for an example. Someone's retired from a job, but they're still going, helping out like 2-3 days out the week. But the partner is like, what are you doing? I thought that you were retiring. You keep working. You keep, doing this, and you're not really paying attention to me and my needs and what I'm, you're not really in tune with what's going on here at home. You told me it's like that type of thing. Or if this is about a third party, then it's like maybe someone was married to someone or in a relationship with someone, and they're moving toward the Gemini, or Gemini, this is you, and you're moving toward them. Somebody's moving toward someone. But that whole like ex-wife, ex-husband, or ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend thing is still a tiny crack in there where there's still emotions connected to that person. So the other person who's on the outside of this can sense that. And that's what's kind of like making it hard here. It's challenging. It's a really challenging situation. And I think that whoever has the third party that they're attached to is being challenged to make things right, instead of keep running back to the third party or thinking there's a possibility still with the third party. All right. So for Black History Month, I'm just shining a little light on some prominent Black figures from our history. And for you guys, I chose Queen Nandi. Queen Nandi is a Zulu queen from Africa. She is the mother of Shaka. They say Shaka Zulu. So she's the mother of Shaka, and her story is very interesting. Someone that I used to work with told me about her because he had her tattooed on him. And I was like, that's nice. It just looked really visually appealing. And I first found out about this from him. But what I like about this person is that it's a hard reality that she had to face. But she was still able to rebuild after facing something like this. First of all, in Africa, back then, and still even today, a lot of women are forced to be with men that they don't know. Just imagine being forced to be with somebody that you don't know at all. Like, this is your first time seeing this person. And you're told by your own father or your family, whatever, that this is who you got to be with. what? Just imagine that. Just imagine not having any emotional connection to someone, but you're marrying them. So she was forced into that type of situation. She was like, they were supposed to engage in a spiritual sexual act, which was something that they saw as spiritual. But it went a little too far, and she actually ended up getting pregnant, and that was forbidden in the ceremony. It was forbidden that she became pregnant. So when she became pregnant, they outcast her. They made her a menace. They called her all kinds of bad names. They treated her like she was nothing. The same people who initiated all of this are the same people who did this to her. And it was just so crazy, because this is like her first time sharing intimacy with a man, she didn't know how far was too far. And then she was probably scared too. So they did not take her side, because in those times, in that era, which was the early I forgot the year, look it up. But in those times, it was just like really wild to me how a woman did not have a voice. It was just so sad to me. And so to know that she had no rights, and she had no power, no control over what was happening to her own body was crazy. And then they treated her so bad after that. After that, it was like she was no longer a human being. Everyone looked down on her. So she fled the scene, and she wound up leaving her son there with the dad. And she went to be with her actual family. And of course, they, showed her a little bit more care than the others did. And so she survived through that. And then her son, Shaka, made his way back to his mom. And when that happened, that created an uproar. They still hated her, and they hated him even more, because he chose his mama over everyone else. And it's just like crazy how a mother can truly love her son, even in the face of adversity, in times like this, and love him enough to save him. Because she could have made a bad decision, but she didn't. She could have made an even worse decision than the one she did, being that she had faced so much hatred. And so her son went back to mother, always coming back to mother. And home is where the heart is, right? So son makes his way back to mom, and they just face so much public backlash and mistreatment and horrible living conditions, and were terribly beaten and hunted and went through all of these horrific things. Just a mother and a son, because the people turned against them. And these people never took a thought that maybe we are the bad guys, and we're like, this is so wrong. This is really wrong. But again, in a time when women didn't have freedom, it wasn't wrong to men. It was men creating his story. And this comes from a very dark history of man in general. And it was so horrible what this lady had gone through. So Shaka made his mom a queen, called her a queen, and he was the new king of the Zulu nation, the Zulu people. And so he crowned his mom queen, and of course all this stuff came with that. But I admire the story altogether, the story of mother and son, because in this case, you would think it would be the mother fighting for the son, like in traditional stories. But this time it was about the son fighting to exalt his mother. Because, it was just nothing can break a mother's love for her child, or a son's child for his mother. So, I'm sorry, a son's love for his mother. So, that was just a beautiful story, and I just want to shine a little light on it, and just, I don't know, I think it is something to be heard, and maybe something for mother and sons to know. Maybe a good bedtime story for a mother to tell her son, because it just grows this undeniable, unconditional love within your soul for your birther of your life. Your mother is your creator. All right, thank you guys. God bless.